2, 3, and y equal to 4, 5, and 6. Let's see the syntax of zip. Zip is nothing. Zip has its name as syntax, and we can give how many iterators we want to send into it. We can give it. Iterator 2, iterator 3, and so on. How many iterators we want to give, we can give. What zip function will do? It takes first value of iterator 1, second value of iterator 2, third first value of iterator 3, and like that, so on, and joins. That means if we take this, if we print the zip of, let's make it as list of zip of x comma y. It will print as we have taken list, so with square braces. As we zipping, it zips into a tuple. That means first value of first list joining with second value of second list. Like that, which list is smaller? That means if the iterator 2 is smaller, it will goes up to that. If we take here 9, what should it print? 2 comma 5, and finally 3 comma 6. It will end up here because it doesn't have fourth object in the list of 5. Let's see one example using loops. Let's have subjects as a list and marks as another list. Let's see some subjects as M1, physics, C, and Python. Let's have some marks as 45, 28, 39, and 68. Let's try to iterate these zip files. That for I in zip of subject comma marks. Let's print each iteration. Print of 5. See what is print taking is, it's taking the subject joining with the marks. M1 is 45, physics is 98, C is 39, Python is 68. What if we give extra one column like C++? It doesn't take C++ since we doesn't denote any marks for the C++. This is how the zip function can be used in for loops. Coming to enumerate. It returns a enumerate object after adding the counter as the key. That means how many times the iteration is rotating, that counter will be counted internally and assign it as a key of that object. Let's have the syntax of it first. Enumerate of iterable, that means is a list or some tuple or something, and where should we start the counter from? Let's see some 2 examples first. Let's take we have already subjects, so we go through the subjects. Let's print first subjects. Yeah, we have subjects here. So what we will do is, let's see what this do. Let's take another as counter is equal to enumerate of what are we having, subjects as SU, and let's print the counter. It's returning the object, so we should have to change it as a list or a tuple or a set or a dictionary. As we doesn't mention any starting of the counter, it is taking as 0. 0 for M1, 1 for physics, 2 for C, 3 for Python, C for C++. Let's print with some start value. Let's keep this here and change the start value as, let's start with 6. And let's print as with this as list of C and T. Let's see whether it's starting from 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now coming to the filter. What does the filter do? It returns an iterator. That means the same as the object. Returns a filter object or an iterator, where the items are filtered through a function. That means if we want some function, let's see. Filtered through a function. Let's not go in depth to the functions. Coming in later classes, you will know about the functions. Let's see the syntax of filter. Filter is a keyword. So filter function, comma, iterable. By seeing the example, you will get to know how filter works. Let's have some ages of students or some persons. 10, 5, 12, 17, 18, 24, 25, 65. Let's define a function. Check whether he is an adult or not. We will get into functions later. Just see the syntax how it is working. If age is greater than 8 or equal to 18, return he is an adult. That means we are returning a true value. Otherwise, we will return a false value. Now, let's see how many adults is there in the given. So, filter. The function name. The function name is check adults, comma. We are checking for the ages. Let's print adults. Okay. Check adults. Sorry, it's returning an object. So we should change it as our list to an tuple. Already we have seen this list, so we will change it to tuple. See, 18, 25, 65 are the adults in the given age of lists. Here ends the concepts of looping, control structures, and Python strings. Let's get into some examples. These are the examples on loops. Still we are having 15 minutes, so anyone can write a for loop for these. I will check in the chat box. Just enough, for loop is enough. Okay, I will give you 2 minutes. Let's see if anyone is ready to answer the question. I am asking not to print 1 to n numbers. I am asking to display the sum of 1 to n numbers. To J0, no, it's printing of 1 to n numbers. See. Okay. Yeah. Let's go into the question. Let's take the number first. How much it would range? Input of enter the range. Enter the range. Yeah, sum of is for lists and tuples, so we are not using that in-depth concept. Here someone A05. Yeah, it is correct, but some syntax. Okay, that's okay. You're typing in. Yeah, it is the syntax. Let's see. Let's take sum of numbers is equal to 0. Let's assign the value for it. Let's travel until n range. For I in range of 0. We will go up to n plus 1. So we need the n value too. Let's print the numbers, whether the numbers are printing or not. Let's give it as 10. Yeah, it's printing 0 to 10. Yeah, okay. We are getting every value. Now we will take it as is equal to, we are having some num as 0. So what we will do is some num plus, let's take each value as x. Let's print here what will be the sum value in every iteration. Let's print it finally. Let's take it as 5, 1 to 5 minutes. First, the starting sum value is 0, 0 plus 1, 0 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, 3 plus 3 is equal to 6, 6 plus 4 is equal to 10, 10 plus 5 is equal to 15, and finally it's printing 15. So you can take this off and execute it again with giving the range as 10. First 10 numbers sum is 55. This is how the for loop will be working. Let's see the display the prime numbers up to the given range. As prime number starts from 2, that means we can include 2 or okay. Let's take the input as n is equal to int of input of for I in range of, it's starting from 2 until n. Let's check whether it is okay. Let's take a counter for j in range of 2 comma I until whether it is a prime number, it should be not, if it is not a prime number, it should be divisible more than 2 times by itself or by number 1. So we will check that condition here. If I modulus j double equal to 0, let's increase the counter. Cnt plus is equal to 1. What we will say is if Cnt double equal to 0, let's print that number, it is a prime number. Now let's check it. Let's check it as up to 10. So the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, and 7. Let's increase the range. Let's give it as 20. These are the prime numbers that can be printed by this code. This is a simple code printing of tables. For I in range 1 to 11, as we want 10th table 2, so we will take as 1 to 11. For j in range of 1 to 11, so we can multiple 1 into 2, 1 into 3, 1 into 4, like that. We can print it directly here. How will we print it? Let's print it I first, next into j equal to I star j. Let's separate this with underlines. Let's see. Every table until 10th table, it's going to print every value as perfect. This is how this double loop, that is nested loop. This is called nested looping. Let's see how the Fibonacci series will be printed. Let's take A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1. As we are taking in same line, we must be separated with. Let's print first these two numbers. A print of B. Let's see for I in range of, let's take some number, print of, so n is equal to int of input till that range. C is equal to A plus B, and let's print C. So Fibonacci series is nothing but sum of before last two integers gives the third integer. So let's print C and change the values of A to B and B to C. Let's see. First printing 0 and 1 till 10. So 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. Like that, when we check the before numbers addition, before two numbers addition gives you the third number. So this is the Fibonacci series. Let's get into some patterns. Let's print this pattern first. As we can print the patterns as we wanted, we don't need to take any particular number as an input. Here we have this 5-row pattern. We can directly print it as in for loop for I in range of 1, 6. So it includes 5 also. First we have to take it as rows. That means how many rows we are having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are having 5 rows. So we are taking the first for loop. How many stars should be printed after this pattern? So for j in range of 1, 6, what we will do is, sorry, 1, 6, not, it's not 1, 6, it's I. Let's see whether it is printing perfectly or not. Let's separate it and with space, and later for the new line we can print with an empty string. See, it's printing up to 4 rows. So let's take it off. It's taking, so we should give it to I plus 1. We are having 4 lines. Similarly, let's print the next pattern. Let's take n is an input. Same for I in range of. Here we are starting from backwards. That means what value, for which value n is equal, we will start from that value. And until 0, we will go on decreasing the value. Same in the second for loop for j in range of. Let's go with I. That means we are starting with printing of 5 in here. So we should go with I because I is starting with 5 until how many rotations? Until 0 as -1. Let's print the I value here. And is equal to
యాక్సెస్ చేశారు క్యాలెండర్ లో.
1 second. We have given here 5, so we will give it 5. It's printing. What if we give as a 7? It gets printed by 7 rows, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guys, you try to do these 2 questions. We will post it on this file on. I will post it in Telegram group with the solutions after the completion of this session. You're gonna try this too. Please note it on. Otherwise, I will post it on Telegram group after 10 minutes. Finally, it's an Armstrong number. What is an Armstrong number? It is a number such that the sum of digits raised to 3rd power or some n power. If we give n digit number, then it should give nth power. So here we are taking an example of 3 digit number as 153. We are here having n is equal to 3. That means digits. How many digits we are having? That will be 3. So what is an Armstrong number? Let's see it. 1 to the power of 3. That means 1 cube 3 plus 5 cube 3 plus 3 cube 3. We will get this as 153. When we are getting a number equal to this number, the number is called as an Armstrong number. Let's see how many Armstrong numbers are present in a given range. Let's take the range as input. In range of range. Let's take this number as I. So we have to check it as after condition now. So we are taking it as I and sum is equal to 0. First, let's see. Sum is equal to I and sum is equal to 0. Let's take the length of the digits. How many digits it is having? We directly don't have any length function for the integers. We will convert it into string and take it as length of the string. While I not equal to 0. That means we are checking up to the completion of the digits. Let's see the first we have to take the remainder, because we have by taking the remainder with 10 we will get this 3 value. So after getting the remainder as 3, we will check with the power. That means if remainder to get remainder I modulo 10, what we will do is with for this sum we will add it as remainder power 3. 3 is we will add it as n. So it is the length of the how many digits it is having, that is. So we will divide the I by 10, because after completing the 3 we don't need to consider again for the 3. So we will remove 3 and we will have this integer as 15 by dividing by 10. So the loop continues until the while I becomes 0. The indentation is not perfect. No, it's perfect. Let's see. What if sum that was calculated with the power of n, that is if that is equal to I? Let's print the number as Armstrong number. Let's see whether it's printing. We will take it as 154. Okay. Printing num, it's an I. Let's see whether it's printing the numbers correctly or not. Let's do 10 first. It's taking as, yeah, it's taking perfectly. Let's see whether it's printing true or not. Let's change to 10. Okay.
Yeah, Sandeep, in place of 1, just replace it as 3.
Where? Length. No, I think here we should use as a shallow copy.
Sandeep, there is a problem. You have used I variable in for loop and same I variable is changing in while loop also.
Yeah. I'll do this X and I'll change it as, so you can print it by X. So until, no, I think we are shallow copying here. No, we are directly copying here. So it's changing the both the values when we change one value. Okay, I will tell you the code completely. Let's see for one number. Let's take it off. Okay, I will change this code and my compiler is not working. Okay, Ishwar, you can take over this session.
Okay,
I'll check
Sandeep.
this code and I'll try to cover this code in Telegram group.
Can you show me the question?
No, it's an Amazon number. It's not getting executed even.
Okay, if I have time, I will explain it later.
Yeah, I will. If you have time, you can explain it later. Just display the Amazon numbers up to the given range.
Okay, okay.
I think my interpreter is not good. It's not executing even. Okay, then I'm stopping sharing. You take over it.